Hey guys, this is Steve with Empire Academy. Today we're going to talk about is the lifetime tenant option program. So in the management agreement, we have two options. The one option is the owner can sign where they will pay a 25% renewal fee to renew the lease agreement. The other option is they will pay a 50% renewal fee of the lease amount to renew, and there's two obviously differences with that. So I'm going to explain this in a conversation. We want to tell the owner, listen, we have two options. The first option is 25%. This is the standard thing that we do, that we renew the lease. We go through the standard inspection process 90 days out. We determine if they're a good tenant, viable tenant, and if they are, then we will proceed with leasing them the property or releasing them the property. If they're not, then we will send them a notice to termination. We'll let you know that because they're doing damage to the property or some other reason. The second option that we have is the upgraded package, and that is the lifetime tenant package. And what you want to explain to the owner is that we do this package because we include the tenant promise, the 12-month tenant placement promise. And what that is when they use this upgraded package, we will guarantee that tenant, should they leave within the next lifetime of that lease, so they've renewed, let's say it's another year, or let's say it's 2 years, we will still guarantee that tenant that if they should leave at any time during that lease agreement, we will cover the cost to release that property. So what you want to explain to the owner is that, number one, as an investor, one of the most important things you want to do is focus on forecasting your cash flow or potentially loss of cash flow. And what I mean by that is if your property is vacant, you now have a vacant property, you have a vacancy, and you have a make-ready cost, and you've got a leasing cost. So you've got three things that you have to deal with a lot of headache. Now, the reason we suggest the 12-month tenant placement guarantee with the 50% renewal is because now they do not have to worry about the vacancy cost of releasing a property, because that is something that you're not expecting it. The tenant may leave, get evicted, get downsized, have to move with their job, whatever the case may be. But again, the burden is going to be on the investor to have to carry the mortgage. Now they don't have to worry about carrying the mortgage and deal with the leasing cost of an agent leasing the property. We take that burden off of them so that they don't have to worry about it. So I would say most owners choose this policy. The reason they choose this policy is because they like the fact that they can forecast their numbers and they can have the security, which is really paramount for you as an investor, to make sure that the security of knowing you are not going to have the cost of reletting the property is no longer going to be a burden for you. So again, you want to let them know why it's important, and you want to let them know that 12-month tenant guarantee, or if it's a 2-year lease or 3-year lease, whatever the lease is, we will guarantee that tenant, so there's a cost that they are not going to have to bear when it's the worst case scenario. When the property is empty, they may have to do a make-ready, and they're going to have to pay a leasing cost. At least we can take care of the leasing cost for them, and it's a good insurance policy for them. So again, that's just a way to explain the 50% renewal, why we like the lifetime tenant lease option, because it's just another way to shore up their expenses and be able to forecast what their potential budget numbers will be. So this is Steve with Empire Academy, and I hope this helps.